This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso. Thanks for joining us this morning and for giving us a call on 0839133728. We're talking about bad breath earlier, about those running shoes that you take off and then, well, it's the cue for people to leave the room. Or we're talking about all things smelly. And, you know, I'm having a giggle about it because we shouldn't be so serious about it. It is a problem for most of us. Halitosis, we talked about what are some of the solutions around it. Why does garlic make our breath smell?
Yeah, well, garlic also, pH-wise, affects the saliva content. And what's interesting about things like garlic, for example, is that the scent and the oil in it lingers longer.
Right.
Thus, the parsley pills or capsules you take straight after having garlic.
I didn't even know that. I just love the smell of garlic. Well, we're going to our phone lines this morning, 0839133728. Good morning. You're live on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Hello.
Good morning.
Morning. What's your question or comment?
I'm Ronnie.
Hello, Ronnie.
Yeah, I'm phoning in connection with my excessive sweating, especially at night.
Right.
I have to get up sometimes twice a night to change my pajamas.
Right, right.
And especially during the winter, it's becoming more and more worse.
Okay.
So it's for a few years already that it's occurred.
Good question. So sweating per se obviously can be caused by many things, but nighttime sweating is something important. It can direct you to lung problems. Don't want to alarm Ronnie, but obviously tuberculosis, TB, which is very rife in our parts, is something to consider and look at your lungs, for example. But also look at whether you've changed any of the materials that you're sleeping with. If you sweat around the head area and neck, which often happens at nighttime because you're in contact with that material, you find then excessive heat. Certain duvets, for example, cause people to sweat or perspire more. The down duvets, for example, are lovely, but obviously you need to be aware of that.
Okay. Well, see, there's some simple solutions out there that you can also take in consideration. Thanks again for your call this morning. Why do people get morning breath?
Well, if you take a container, you put water and a few leaves in it, and you close that container and leave it closed for a few days, and you open it again, as children do, you will smell that it's changed since the initiation. That simple reason is lack of oxygen. So when you sleep, you close your mouth generally. Everything is housed in there. There's a lack of oxygenation, fresh air, and ventilation through the mouth. And then you have decay, acid and saliva acting on the remnants of food that are left behind in your mouth, etc. And that also then adds to it. That combined with the mucus and secretions from your upper respiratory tract all add to the wonderful smell.
Which is very normal. Flatulence. So, doctor, for lack of a better word, passing a wind. When it does happen, I mean, any last thoughts on that? Because we're going to need to close soon.
Certainly look at the types of food that give you that kind of problem. Often it's associated with certain green vegetables, cabbage, broccoli, beans. We all make jokes about it, but they're real, and it's got to do, obviously, with the breakdown of it.
Well, it seems like we will have time with you later on the show. Dr. Darren Green is going to stay with us this morning. Just write our number down. You're going to need it, well, forever, 0839133728. We're talking about, well, all things stinky this morning, and it's a part of us, so it's okay. We laugh about it, and we also get advice on the show. Stay with us. Guys, what's coming up next?